Have you ever wondered if someone's behavior could secretly reveal more than they intend to? What if subtle signs could expose a hidden truth? Signs most people overlook every day? Today, we're diving into a topic that sparks curiosity and at times suspicion. The hidden signals that might show a woman has just been with someone else. People often search for these signs because human behavior is full of clues. Small changes in body language, tone, or even energy can speak louder than words. But remember, these are only possibilities, not certainties. Human behavior is complex, and no single action tells the whole story. In this video, you'll learn 6 revealing signs backed by psychology and observation. Some of them are surprising, and a few are so subtle that most people never notice them. Stick with me until the end, because the last sign is one that even experts rarely talk about. Welcome to Psychology Zone, where we decode the mind and reveal the hidden truths of human behavior. If you enjoy uncovering the mysteries of psychology, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our community. Sign 1. Sudden change in energy. Before diving into the obvious signals, let's pay attention to something subtle: her overall energy. Sometimes, after being intimate with someone, a woman might carry a different kind of glow. It's not about makeup, clothes, or even her hairstyle. It's the kind of relaxed presence that feels hard to miss. Her smile may come more easily, as though she's carrying a private secret. She may look lighter, as if a burden has been lifted off her shoulders. This shift in mood can sometimes be dramatic, but more often it's quiet and understated. The body releases hormones during intimacy, like oxytocin and endorphins, which naturally create a sense of calm and happiness. That's why her face might appear softer, her tone more playful, or her eyes a little brighter than usual. It's almost as if she's radiating comfort without saying a word. Of course, this change isn't always loud or noticeable to everyone, but for someone who knows her well, even the smallest differences can stand out. She might seem less irritable, less stressed, or even more patient than she was just a day before. Think of it as a quiet energy shift that doesn't need to be explained. She doesn't have to say anything. Her presence alone might feel different. And that difference, however subtle, can sometimes be a sign worth paying attention to. Sign 2. Different body language. Before moving deeper into emotional patterns, let's pause and notice the body. A woman's body language can often speak before her words do. When something has recently shifted in her private life, her physical gestures might subtly give it away. Instead of open and relaxed posture, she could become more reserved. She may fold her arms, keep her hands busy, or create small barriers with objects like a phone or a bag. Eye contact, which usually feels natural, might suddenly feel harder for her to maintain. She may glance away more often or look down when a question touches sensitive ground. At times, nervous habits surface without her realizing it. Fidgeting with jewelry, playing with hair, or tapping fingers can reveal inattention. Even the rhythm of her movements, like walking a little faster or shifting in her seat, may seem different. These are often unconscious reactions, a way for the mind to mask what the mouth isn't saying. It's important to recognize that body language works like a silent language. Every small change adds to a bigger picture of what she might be feeling inside. And while she may not say much, her posture, her eyes, and her movements can quietly tell their own story. Sign 3. Extra attention to privacy. Before jumping to the more obvious signs, it's worth noticing how she handles her personal space. Privacy is something everyone values, but when it suddenly becomes guarded, it can raise questions. A woman who has recently been with someone else may start protecting her phone more than usual. She might keep it face down on the table or hold it closer when checking messages. Notifications that once didn't bother her might suddenly be swiped away quickly. Even the simple act of stepping out of the room to take a call can hint at a shift in behavior. Beyond the phone, there can be subtle resistance when asked about her day, where she went, who she met, or what she was doing. Details that once flowed naturally may now come with vague answers. The stories she shares could feel shorter, with less enthusiasm or fewer specifics. It's not always about lying, but about creating distance by revealing less. Sometimes, the change isn't in what she says, but in how carefully she avoids saying more. That guarded tone, that quick subject change, that hesitation, it all adds up. Privacy transforms from a normal boundary into a protective shield. And when someone suddenly builds that shield higher than before, it often means there's something they'd rather keep hidden. Sign 4. Altered communication patterns. Before focusing on the visible clues, let's step into the world of words, or the lack of them. Communication is one of the clearest mirrors of someone's state of mind, and when it changes, it rarely goes unnoticed. A woman who has recently been with someone else may start showing subtle differences in how she texts or talks. Messages that once came quickly might now arrive with long pauses. She could take hours to reply, even when she's usually active online. Sometimes the tone of her texts shifts too, shorter responses, fewer emojis or less warmth in her words. When speaking face-to-face, distraction may creep in. Her focus drifts as if her mind is elsewhere even while you're talking to her. She might pick up her phone more often or glance around instead of staying fully present. The flow of conversation may feel broken, with fewer questions from her side. It's not always about what she says, but how much effort she puts into saying it. Sudden silence, delayed replies, or a distant tone can all signal a change in her emotional energy. These altered patterns may seem small at first, but together, they paint a clear picture of someone holding back. And when words lose their usual rhythm, it often reveals more than words themselves. Sign 5. Physical clues. Before looking into emotions or conversations, it helps to pay attention to the small details you can actually see. Physical appearance can sometimes tell a story without a single word being spoken. A woman who has just been with someone else may show subtle signs in how she presents herself. Her hair might look freshly styled, even if there was no plan to go out. Clothes could appear carefully chosen, as though extra thought went into her look that day. At times, she may seem freshly showered or carry a new fragrance that wasn't there before. These changes aren't always dramatic. Often they're quiet but noticeable if you know her well. She might suddenly change into different clothes soon after returning home. Or there could be small inconsistencies, like a smudge of makeup that doesn't match the time of day. Even her overall glow, skin tone, posture, or the way she carries herself may feel different. It's less about vanity and more about the after effects of an intimate moment. People often refresh themselves physically to mask experiences, but in doing so, they can leave behind subtle clues. The key is not in a single detail, but in the combination of little changes that appear out of place. And when those physical shifts don't align with her usual routine, they can quietly speak louder than words. Sign 6. Emotional distance. Before noticing the small habits or physical signs, it's often the emotional connection that reveals the biggest shifts. When a woman has recently been with someone else, the warmth in her behavior may suddenly cool. She might not hold eye contact as long, or her smile may feel less genuine. Moments of affection, like touching your hand or leaning closer, could become rare. Even in conversations, her tone may lose the spark it once carried. Sometimes she appears present but not fully there, like her thoughts are drifting elsewhere. You may sense hesitation when you reach out for closeness, as if she's guarding herself. Her replies to your questions might become shorter, more functional without the depth they once held. Laughter, which once came naturally, might now feel forced or delayed. This distance isn't always loud or obvious. It can be as subtle as a pause that feels longer than it should, or a hug that doesn't last as long. What stands out is the lack of emotional investment. The energy she once gave seems to fade. Even if only for a short time, this shift can feel heavy. It's not about what she does outwardly, but about what she withholds. And when affection turns into absence, even briefly, the gap between you becomes impossible to ignore. Remember, the signs we've talked about are not guarantees. They are patterns, not proof. Human behavior is complex, and one action alone never tells the whole story. The key is to observe carefully, connect the dots, and avoid rushing into judgment. Sometimes, what seems suspicious is just a moment taken out of context. Other times, the smallest detail can reveal more than expected. So keep your mind open and your curiosity sharp, because the truth often hides in plain sight. If this video opened your eyes, share your thoughts in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more psychology insights. And don't forget to tap that bell icon so you never miss an upload from Psychology Zone.